Good Tuesday morning to you all. Hopefully you guys are doing great. We got a lot of, well, let's just say some interesting stories today, as well as updates coming from you guys about what's going on in the stores, and big updates there are. We got Marines destroying a California State Police cruiser with a 155 millimeter shell, which, not saying they didn't deserve it, but not exactly what you're supposed to be doing with those. Colombia, the country, is mad at us for destroying a boat in Colombian waters, and President Trump decided to call the president there in response an illegal drug leader. Yeah, it's that kind of a week, apparently. Afghanistan and Pakistan have decided to stop doing airstrike on each other's cities. Yes, the Taliban has been doing airstrikes with prop aircraft on a nuclear power. Yeah. Anyway, can't say that they don't have some gumption to them. Amazon melts down yesterday, and so do the leftists after they hear a number of appeals court judges rule that President Trump can deploy National Guard to Portland. Yeah, that and a whole lot more. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates that you have sent in. If you have something to share, make sure you use the word update somewhere in your comment. That does get it to the right place. We do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people like you. If you have a retirement account and it's in stocks and bonds and mutual funds and that kind of stuff, you can put it into physical precious metals. Not the promise of metals, but actual coins or bars that belong to you. If you want to find out more, there'll be a link on the end of the video. All right, Federal Appeals Court has overturned the ban on President Trump federalizing the Oregon National Guard and deploying them to Portland to protect federal buildings. Much to the chagrin of leftists everywhere, the appeals court has ruled that President Trump is not going beyond his powers to deploy the National Guard. The angry white boomers who are getting paid or somehow were coaxed into going to those rallies apparently don't know the Constitution like the president does. Furthermore, Paramount Skydance, one of the TV movie making, film producing companies out there, has announced that they are going to be cutting 2,000 U.S. jobs starting next week, October 27th. That's big news out there. Disney dumping jobs. We got Paramount dumping jobs. We got all of the big studios are just laying people off. Might have something to do with the fact that they can't make movies that are worth watching anymore. It's like, was there any good movies that came out this year? I can't really recall of any that came out last year that were really fairly good. I mean, there are a couple Christian movies that have come out in the last couple years that were pretty good, but not from like the main studios, right? They haven't been producing anything good. Colombia, the country, has accused the United States of violating their sovereignty when President Trump ordered a strike on a ship, a surface ship, that was drug running, and they just blew it out of the water. It happened to be in Colombian coastal waters or territorial waters, and Colombia is very unhappy about this, and they've been squawking back and forth between the United States and Colombia has now recalled its ambassador to the United States. This is getting serious. Colombia has said that its ambassador to the United States has been recalled as a public feud between the nation's leaders, and President Trump now revoking aid and threatening punishing tariffs on Colombia. Also accusing Colombian counterpart Gustavo Petro, the president there, of being an illegal drug leader, which I'm sure is going to totally de-escalate the situation, because calling people names is very good for that. This guy's a socialist. He is more on Venezuela, Maduro's side, and swinging more and more towards places like China and Russia, then being part of the Western enclave. So this is really not just a personality thing. This is really Colombia is choosing sides in the coming World War III. Speaking of world wars, Pakistan and Afghanistan have agreed to immediate ceasefire after peace talks in Doha have borne some fruit. They said that that there will be another round of detailed talks on October 25th, but basically Afghanistan is saying that Pakistan came into their border area, and so then the Taliban attacked the Pakistanis, and then the Pakistanis went in and did airstrikes on the capital of Kabul in Afghanistan, and then Afghanistan couldn't stand that, so they took a sky warden and flew it all the way across Pakistan, past all of its air defense systems, and went to the other side of the country and dropped some boomies on top of Lahore, and then flew back across the country, which, I mean, it's slightly less brave than wearing a suicide vest, but I mean, it's somewhere in the same ballpark. So those Taliban are crazy people, and they started to go to town on the Pakistanis, and the Pakistanis are just like, what just happened to us? I mean, a whole bunch of Pakistanis got captured by the Taliban. I mean, these are border patrol and army guys got captured by the Taliban. The Taliban whooped up on them on the ground. It's just downright embarrassing to Pakistan because it makes Pakistan look weak in front of India to have the Taliban beating up on them. All right. Moving on to other things. Yesterday, we covered it in the afternoon video because it was such a big story. But yesterday morning, Amazon's cloud services got hit by a global outage for 3 hours. Now, in case you don't understand, Amazon sells cheap Chinese junk online, okay? You can go buy junk from them and they'll send it to you. And you know, it's a very convenient service. However, they make a tremendous amount of money of having these data centers that they kind of like, they built the data centers because they needed to for their website, right? But then they were like, why don't we build extra and then rent it out? Well, that became a very profitable business of theirs. And of course, Amazon dates back to the dot-com boom, right? So they were building these data centers and renting out the space on their servers. They've been doing this for a very long time, and because of that, it's become a very big part of their business. And they dominate. They dominate this. If you're a company, an upstart company, and you just don't want to have to deal with the hassle of having servers and stuff, you just outsource it to AWS, Amazon Web Services. And a lot of companies have gone that route. And because of that, when Amazon Web Services went crashing down because of an East Coast issue, but that affected their entire system, we lost such prestigious names like Snapchat, Zoom, Roblox, Clash Royale, MyFitnessPal, Life360, Clash of Clans, Fortnite, Canva, Wordle, Signal, Coinbase, Duolingo, Slack, Smartsheet, Pokemon Go, Epic Games, PlayStation Network. All of the PlayStation Network apparently was down. Rocket League, Peloton, and of course we had lost banks. We lost a series of airlines as well. Also lost access to their website for 3 long hours. Even credit cards were getting declined. So it was kind of a big deal. So far, we're being told that this was an issue that they identified and that they started dealing with. Now, nobody's saying where the issue came from. Was it malicious? And I suggested yesterday in last afternoon's video that it seemed to be quite possibly malicious because the timing with what's going on over in China is very interesting. All right, moving over to California, where all the wonderful stories come from. Okay, so this one is one which surprisingly means that Gavin Newsom was right. I know, it's hard to imagine, but so the Trump administration and Pete Hegseth was like, let's have a Marine Corps exercise celebration. We're going to fire a whole bunch of artillery shells, and because we don't really have room in California, we have to shut down this highway. I-5, 17 miles of I-5 was shut down so the Marine Corps could fire artillery rounds over the highway. Keep the civilians away from this, right? And so they used cop cars to kind of block the road and with their lights on and everything like that. Well, they fired their artillery rounds over the road, and one of them prematurely exploded over the road. A 155 millimeter shell went off, and some of the shrapnel damaged a police cruiser. Now, no one was injured in this, but they very well could have been. A police officer with their motorcycle also had some of the debris from the artillery shell, or some of the metal fragments landed near them as well. So not good at all. Now, this happened, it was a misfire. It detonated early, but it kind of just goes to show why you shouldn't be using artillery shells near and in proximity to civilians, even if they are the police, right? The Cobbled Hovel says from North Central North Carolina, Resource Exchange Association, this is a store, light and limited in their selection. Organic diced tomatoes, $1 can limit of 4. Same with the canned black beans, limit 4. Dry pinto beans, limit 4. Used to be a dozen. Nothing appealing at Goodwill these days. $1 drumsticks from Food Lion, and $1 bags, $1 a pound apples. Prices are just going up through the roof, and availability is dropping, that's for sure. Gene says, my house insurance, State Farm, went up over $200 here in North Georgia. James says, Western New York, found our local Stop and Shop where you get gas. It's called Citgo. Has a pizza deal. Buy one slice of pizza, get a free soda, right, or a soda pop. However, if you don't get the pop, they charge you an extra penny. Manager couldn't explain why, so now I just ended up with an empty cup. Things are strange. Don't fight the system. Just go with it, right? Kenneth says, at Sam's on Friday, I found different prices on meat. A large roll, about 10 pounds of 90/10, was $5.72 a pound, processed on the 15th. In the same row, there were several rolls processed on the 17th at $5.22 a pound. This is a 50-cent cheaper difference. The 88.12 was $5.47. Just none of this makes sense, right? Could only buy one roll though. Going back, hopefully for more. Always look through the whole row of meat. That's 50 cents a pound savings. Someone messed up big time. But just goes to show, once again, just check the bins, check the prices. Don't assume things. Check everything and see what you'll find. You'll find discounted stuff. You'll find stuff that's priced differently than you'd expect it is. In these day and age when food is getting so expensive, just do your due diligence, spend the extra time, read everything, and don't assume things. Missy K says, I was a vendor at a craft fair yesterday. So many of us were discussing the closing of Joann's fabric store. We've seen a lot of these craft stores going under just in the last couple of years, right? And the impact it's having on our ability to make things to sell. Joann's was always an affordable place for us to get quality fabric, fleece, and other items. Now we're scrambling to locate the same items and are either having difficulty finding the same quality, or that the price is now double or even triple what we used to pay. Many of us are concerned that we will have to double our prices and ultimately be priced out of business. I know over the past year, I have had to raise my prices at least 7 times in order to keep up with inflation, and business is slowing down considerably. And that's not just crafts, right? I mean, a lot of businesses are feeling the pinch. And so far, a lot of the businesses have been eating a lot of the damage because they know that if they jack the prices up, people are going to stop buying. And if people stop buying, then you stop making money, right? So it's better to make a little bit less on each item than it is to not sell anything. But that's starting to change, and companies have been saying it in their quarterly reports this year in the stock market, and to investors basically saying that we're going to have to start passing this inflation pricing on to the consumers because we just can't afford to keep eating it. And the pain is coming. Roxanne says, observation in southwest Idaho. Grocery store prices have stabilized for the last couple months. What is on the rise are people identifying as digital creators and panhandling online instead of working. It's a good time to earn cash by raking leaves right now if you want to work. In small communities, people begin to notice who is and who is not contributing to society. Yeah, I mean, there's stupid money out there. I mean, just lots of money going to people not really producing things you can touch and hold, right? And I think that we all really need to be thinking about what kind of value do we really bring, and in a downturn or a depression, are people going to still value what I produce or what I bring to the table or not? And some of you need to be asking that question. If you're an office job, will your job still be there in a depression? YouTuber definitely feels that every minute. I'm surprised this has lasted as long as it has. Honestly, I expected to maybe last a few months, and here I am still. But finding that I am providing you guys value touches my heart, and just so glad that I can do it. And I take this very seriously to make sure I'm providing you guys accurate as well as informative information. This next one's a big one. Sandra says, no food stamps or SNAP benefits for people in November due to the government shutdown. Now, this is if the government shutdown goes through October 27th, which we're coming up on pretty fast. If it goes until next week, it looks like SNAP benefits will not go through. Now, it does go through states, and so we may see some states be impacted more than others. We may not see SNAP benefits stopped in certain states, but all the blue states have already said that SNAP benefits are going to stop for sure. So we'll see. President Trump may pull a rabbit out of the hat and may fund SNAP benefits for next month. He's done that with military pay. He's done that with WIC. So he may do the same thing with SNAP. He may keep the food stamps flowing, or he might not. I don't know. Color by Crayons says Dollar General price increase. As per the manager at my local Dollar General, the price increases are coming because of the deletion of the penny from production. Now we're seeing this report coming up a number of places. It's just one more way to put cash to rest. They're going to be going to rounding their prices to the nearest nickel. Yeah, yes, pesky sales tax thing again. So definitely the penny is gonzo, and we're starting to see companies, starting to round things off to the 5 cents because it's just not worth dealing with the penny anymore. Plus, they can't get pennies from the banks anymore, as some of our viewers have noticed as well. All right, friends, thanks so much for joining with us. If you want to get more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there on the screen. Just tap it and fill out your information, and they'll get right in contact with you. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. I'll see you over there, or I'll see you guys later. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report out.